Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden here for the second hour. Fire your MD now. Getting ready 4 hours from now, a little less than 4 hours from now, for our Heartburn webinar, the first free webinar of 2013. Don't miss it. It's an excellent enrollment tool if you're a longevity business builder, if you're just a good-intentioned human being who has seen the light of medical nutrition and you've got family and friends who are on the fence. Bring them to tonight's webinar. It's free. We've only got room for 200. Get there early. Vote early and vote off, and get there early so you won't be left out in the cold. It looks like Miss Sanja is up with a question about something about cortisone, I think. Miss Sanja, thanks for the call. You are live.
Can you hear me?
I can, yeah. I'm here. Are you here?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Coming in loud and clear. How can I help?
Okay, I've got two. The first one is a person that is suffering from adrenaline gland insufficiency, and she has decreased cortisol. Okay.
What's the second one?
The second is a 16-year-old that has had 3 shoulder surgeries since September from dislocation in the shoulder. Yeah. And they have kind of looked at maybe connective tissue disorder, or she's also having some problems with the heart, some prolapses. So they kind of looked at subclinical scale syndrome.
Yeah. So, look, they're grasping at straws, and Dr. Wallach did a really interesting expose on all this about 3 months ago. There was an article in USA Today that showed that all of these increased diagnostic procedures have led to the use of more and more surgical procedures and therapeutics, which are completely unnecessary. Because, if you look hard enough for something, if you look deep enough, you're going to find something in the body there's a problem. And then the MDs are going to be like bulls in a china shop. They're going to come barging in with surgery and drugs to try to manipulate one small piece of the metabolism. They're going to completely gum it all up. So, first of all, do you know what caused the shoulder to be dislocated in the first place? Was it an automobile accident or a football accident, or do you have any idea? Yeah, it looks like, are you still there? Hello?
She's been a strong gymnast for a long time.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So if there's a gymnast, a person who's, an athlete, and gymnastics tears your shoulders up tremendously. So when you're a gymnast or a football player, or you're involved in some type of sporting activity, if it's hockey, you have to be careful of your knees. If it's gymnastics, you have to be careful of your shoulders. If it's football, you have to be careful of everything, for goodness sake. So 9 times out of 10 with illnesses like this, or problems like this is not an illness. A shoulder separation is not an illness. The reason that it happens is because the kid who it happened to is eating food that's inappropriate for his body. He's eating food that is prohibiting his body to absorb nutrients from the food efficiently, number one. And number two, his body is consistently low on the stuff that it needs to keep his ligaments and tendons, and also perhaps his heart, intact. And there's a condition that happened we observed this condition, well, I wasn't alive, but medical professionals observed a condition in pre-World War II Germany called athlete's heart. And it was this remarkable observation that athletes, an inordinately high number of athletes, professional athletes, German athletes, doesn't get more intense than that, had an enlarged heart. And what's up with that? Athletes are supposed to be healthy. Well, as it turns out, the exercise regime that athletes go on depletes their body of the mineral selenium. And unless you put selenium back into the bloodstream, your heart starts to expand and get enlarged. Enlarged heart, cardiomyopathy it's called, is caused by not enough selenium. So any type of an athlete, it's mandatory, if you're an athlete, that you are taking a minimum of the 90 essential nutrients every day. And like Dr. Wallach says, exercise without nutrition is suicide, because you put stress on your body when you exercise, and your body tries to strengthen itself after exercise, but it needs nutrients to strengthen itself. It doesn't have the nutrients, so you go from the frying pan into the fire. So what I would recommend for this young man is one healthy start pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month, and you want to round his weight up. If he's 160 pounds, give him the 200-pound dose. Okay. If he's 200 pounds, give him the 200-pound dose. If he's 220 pounds, give him the 300-pound dose. All right. So it's one healthy start pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. One bottle of selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month. And one glucogel capsule per 10 pounds of body weight per day. So if he's 180 pounds, he needs 18 glucogel a day. You're going to have to figure out how many bottles a month you're going to have to buy to hit that number. And if he takes 18 a day or 21 a day or whatever, right, you break it up. So with 18 a day, it would be 6 in the morning, 6 in the afternoon, 6 at night. If it's 21 a day, 7 in the morning, 7 in the afternoon, 7 at night, and so forth and so on. So that's easy. And he also needs to eliminate the 10 bad foods from his diet. If he continues to eat food that's punching holes in his nutritional tank, his body's never going to fix itself. He's going to take the appropriate amount of nutrition, but he's going to leak it out before it gets into his bloodstream. He'll get some bang from it, but it won't be enough. And if he continues to compete and exercise, if he wants to continue to be a gymnast once his body heals itself, which it will, then recommend that during workouts and during competition, instead of Gatorade, he drinks Rebound FX. The Rebound FX kicks Gatorade's butt. If you look at the comparison chart between what's in Rebound FX and what's in Gatorade, there's no comparison. And athletes that start the Rebound FX, they never stop it because there's such a noticeable difference in their performance and their recovery time and everything that they love it. They just love it. So if he wants to go back into the ring, so to speak, hook him up with the Rebound FX. But in the meantime, the Healthy Start Pack, the selenium, and the glucogel should fix most of the stuff that's bothering him. But the most important thing this kid needs to do is get the heck away from the MDs. Because they're going to hunt around, especially if he has good insurance. They're going to find stuff that they don't know what the heck is causing it. They're just going to start throwing drugs and surgery at him, and he's going to be the next victim of modern American medicine. So hook him up with the supplements, tell him to change his diet, and watch his health improve every single solitary day. And that's how we do it here at Youngevity and at FireYourMDNow.com. All right, thanks for the call, Sanja. I appreciate it.
What about the other one? No,
okay. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. The cortisol insufficiency, yeah?
Right, the adrenaline gland.
All right, I forgot all about that. I'm sorry. So here's the deal. This is a red herring in the world of holistic medicine. I was taught about adrenal insufficiency when I was a freshman, and it's all based on the work of a guy named Hans Selye. Way back when, I think Hans Selye was around in the 60s. Hans Selye did some really interesting work with rats, and he observed that when he stressed rats out, I think he did it with electrical shock. When he stressed rats out, he observed that their adrenal glands shrunk. Their adrenal glands shrunk in response to the stress. But Hans Selye's rats were not nutrified. Nobody's repeated this experiment. If I ever get an extra, $300,000, I just want to kick around, I'll repeat the experiment with nutrified rats, and I'm going to bet you 25 cents that a nutrified rat, which gets stressed, nothing happens to the adrenal gland. So a holistic practitioner will tell you that there's adrenal insufficiency, and there is adrenal insufficiency, but they don't know what causes it, and their treatment for it is to give licorice root extract. Licorice root extract, it's a poor substitute for the 90 essential nutrients. Most of the time, with adrenal insufficiency, the real insufficiency here is cholesterol. There's just not enough cholesterol. Because your adrenal glands make cortisol, and when you're stressed, they're called upon to make more cortisol, but if they don't have enough cholesterol, they can't. If they don't have enough raw materials, B vitamins, they can't make the cortisol. The body needs it, they can't make it because they've run out of the stuff they need to make cortisol. It's really that simple. It's kind of like a store, when there's the hurricane comes into town, the store sells out of water. Well, they need more water, they need to order more water, they need more stock, they need more raw materials. The same with the body. So the first, second, and third thing to do with anybody that has adrenal insufficiency is recommend they eat a minimum of 6 chicken eggs a day with butter and salt. Eggs are the cheapest way to get cholesterol into your body, and it's also one of the easiest ways to get cholesterol into your body. So go crazy for eggs and butter and food that's high in cholesterol, and once you've dialed that in, do 1 healthy start pack per 100 pounds of body weight per day, 1 bottle of D-Stress, D like David, stress a month. That's 1 healthy start pack per month, 1 healthy start pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month, 1 bottle of D-Stress per month, and 1 bottle of HGH Youth Complex per month. And with the HGH, I like to have people take 6 of those immediately before bed. HGH is stacked amino acids that give your body the raw materials it needs to make hormones, along a lot of other things. So that's what I would do. I would do the Healthy Start Pack, the D-Stress, the HGH, and a diet that's high in cholesterol, and which is completely eliminated from her diet all of the 10 bad foods. And if you do those 2 things together, every couple of weeks, her energy's going to come back, her mood's going to get better, she's going to experience lights and switches flipping on in her system that have been off for a long time. I love helping people with adrenal fatigue because they respond almost immediately to the 90 essential nutrients. So there you go, Sandra. I appreciate the
what about, I took her selenium and the plant-derived minerals just as a start because that's what I had at home.
Well, that's never a bad idea. And, you know, the budgetary stuff is the first thing to pay attention to. So you want to dial in the Healthy Start Pack, the HGH, the high cholesterol diet first, and the D-Stress. And once you've got that in the budget, give her the extra selenium, give her extra plant minerals, no harm, no foul, all right? And remember, lots and lots of eggs and butter and salt every day. She's going to feel great. Dr. Peter Glidden counting down till tonight's webinar. Check it out on the front page of fireyourmdnow.com. It's free, and that's a good price. We're going right back to the phone. Sam from Seattle has a question about obesity. Hey, Sam, thanks for the call. You're live.
Hi, how's it going?
Pretty good. Thanks for the call. What's up? Seattle, it's my old stomping ground. What neighborhood do you live in?
In Tequila.
Tequila, yeah, down there by the airport, yeah.
Yeah. My question was I just recently started using Beyond Tangy. I've been using it for about 80 days on and off, and I'm starting to use it regularly now without any stops. And I've noticed that I haven't been losing a lot of body weight, and I've been using the Tangy Tangerine. And I'm starting to, not see the results with weight loss-wise. And I was wondering, could you give me a bit of information about which way, what's best to, improve my
absolutely.
health?
Yeah, man. I'm glad you called because, the only time medical nutrition doesn't work is if you're just not taking enough or if you're not absorbing what you're taking. So the thing that makes people gain weight is we eat too many calories. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's got nothing to do with exercise. It's not genetic. It doesn't have anything to do with metabolic rate or anything. It's you eat too many calories. Now, the thing that makes us eat too many calories is our bodies are nutritionally starved because we don't have any essential nutrients in our body because they're not in our food. So as we fill the body's tank back up with the Healthy Start Pack and the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, your appetite should naturally start to decrease, all right? Now, you've been doing this for 80 days. Are you just doing the Beyond Tangy, or are you doing the whole Healthy Start Pack?
Just the Beyond Tangy.
Okay. So the next thing I want you to do is stop eating all of the 10 bad foods, all right?
Which ones are those? Could you...
All right, so I don't want to read the list. It's too tedious. So just go to my website. You can get it for free.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to fireyourmdnow.com.
Okay.
On the front page.
I'll find all of the 10 bad foods there.
Well, I'll tell you how to do it. They're hidden. So in order to get the 10 bad food list, you have to opt in for my free newsletter. It's right there on the front page. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Just give me your name and your email. I don't sell it. We don't outsource it. None of that nonsense. And as soon as you hit the submit button, you get a list. you get directed to a page, a hidden page that has the list of the good food, bad food on it. You can download it, and there's a little video there you can watch too. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
keep going.
Oh, yeah, all right. So this is a kind of a three-step process, right? So you have to start to fill your tank up, and the Beyond Tangy Tangerine is a good place to start. And then you have to eliminate the 10 bad foods. And once you've eliminated the 10 bad foods and you're comfortable staying away from those foods and you're comfortable taking the Beyond Tangy, then you have to dial in 1,200 calories a day.
That's the standard.
Well, download an app or something. See, the problem with calories is that it's unbelievably easy to sneak in calories to your diet. I mean, you might think you're doing 1,200, but you're doing 1,800, you're doing 2,000. You had no idea. The magic of weight loss begins right around the 1,200 calorie a day mark, okay? So a good kind of practice exercise is just to eat the way that you normally eat for 2 days, and then at the end of the day, calculate how many calories that was.
Yeah, but the funny thing about this is I only eat let's say I eat 4 eggs in the morning, and then I eat brown rice with chicken, vegetables. That's lunch, and I'll go to the gym during nighttime, and then that's all I use, and I'm still not losing weight.
Well, look, man, this is I understand your frustration, but listen, you're not an alien human hybrid, right? You don't have a different genetic structure. You're subject to the same rules that everybody is. So I'm telling you, man, there are hidden calories in your diet that you're unaware of. There's a hidden calorie somewhere. There's 200, 300, 400 hidden calories in your diet you're completely clueless about. So you have to be like a detective and figure it out, man. I mean, count your calories. It's a pain in the neck. It's a pain in the neck counting calories. But the only thing that makes people gain weight is we eat too many calories. That's it. So once you dial in actually 1,200 calories and you've stopped eating the 10 bad foods, maybe you've already done that already. I don't know. Maybe you've already done that. Well, if you have already done that, then the only thing left is 1,200 calories a day. And the recommendation, Sam, for the Beyond Tangy Tangerine to fill that tank up and reduce your appetite is 1 scoop per 50 pounds of body weight per day.
Okay, can I, after the break, are we going to break?
Yeah, we're going to break right now. Stick around. I'll pick you up on the other side. Thanks for the call, man, Sam. Stick around, Sam. I'll be with you when we come. Welcome back, everybody. We're talking to Sam in Seattle, my old stomping ground, about weight loss. He's hit a wall here and likes a little help working through it. So what else is on your mind, Sam?
Before the break, we were talking about the scoops for Beyond Tangy Tangerine.
Yeah.
And you were saying one scoop per 50 pounds.
Yeah.
So does that mean for somebody who is over 200 pounds that they should take about 4 scoops?
Yeah, 4 scoops a day. That's optimal.
Okay. Is it over 200?
Yeah. So if they're 250, it'd be 5 scoops a day, right? And they're level scoops. Now you got to do what you can afford, right?
Right.
And the whole thing about the Beyond Tangy Tangerine is that it's filling up your body's nutrient tank, and that, by definition, is going to cut down your appetite. So if you try to do 1,200 calories a day without the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, it'll be a struggle. It'll be hard. You'll be sweating bullets. It's hard to do it because your body is forcing you to eat because it doesn't have enough nutrients. And you cut that off at the head by filling the body's nutrient tank up. And as God is my witness, Sam, look, man, there was nobody in the death camps of World War II that was overweight, right? It's a bad metaphor, but look, I don't care what their pre-existing medical condition was. I don't care what their age, their height, their race, their sex was. Doesn't matter. If you don't eat, you lose weight. The only thing that makes people gain weight is too many calories. So if you're attempting to lose weight and you're eating too many calories. And I'm telling you, man, there are hidden calories in your diet you're completely clueless about. So be Sherlock Holmes and figure out down to, 1 or 2 or 3.
I think, to be honest, I think I've already figured out. The first moment you said that, I think I figured out what my...
All right, Sam. Well, that makes you the smartest man in class. So dial it in, brother. 1,200 calories a day.
Can I just ask 2 more quick questions?
All right, go ahead, real quick.
Okay. First one is about, I want to get into very good physical condition, and I've been reading up about muscle memory and how everything you learn is about muscle memory, including riding, playing sports. So is there anything in particular that will help you improve your muscle memory?
Well, no, specifically, but, this is a holistic phenomenon and everything's connected. And so from our point of view, in order to optimize the performance of the body, whether it's in life, in business, in sports, just, in general, you want to give your body all of the raw materials that it needs to function properly. And athletes who take our Rebound FX while they're working out and while they're performing sports have much better hand-eye coordination. They have much better recovery time. So if you want to be a weekend warrior or, get healthy at the gym and work out, then I would use Rebound FX while you're working out and while you're doing whatever sporting activity it is that you want. Use that instead of Powerade or Gatorade or any of these other.
I've actually checked out the Rebound. What's the difference between having the Rebound and a Beyond Tangy Tangerine while you're doing gym?
Well, the Rebound was specifically designed to increase performance during sporting activity. The Rebound has guarana, and it has a bunch of herbs, and it has more B vitamins, B like baby, than the Beyond Tangy does. And it took I think I'm making numbers up, but it took a number of years of research and development with Theo Ratliff in the NBA. They made a formula up, they gave it to Theo, he tried it, and it wasn't that great, and so they tweaked it, and then they tweaked it, and they tweaked it, and it was real time, NBA. I mean, he's on the court drinking the stuff. And finally, by the 4th iteration, they dialed it in. So the Rebound specifically was designed to help increase your endurance and reduce your recovery time post-sporting event. And so, if you're really getting into it, I would think
you take it after or before?
No, during a workout and during the sporting event. And, honestly, the only way that you could pragmatically be able to tell is do 1 week with the Beyond Tangy Tangerine while you're working out, and do 1 week with the Rebound while you're working out, and see what makes you feel better.
That's good advice. And just one more quick question. We actually, Seattle, I did some research, and I'm pretty sure that they fluoridate the water.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure. What is the best, does the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, because I mixed it with water, is that going to be compromised because it has fluoride in it, or does it have iodine?
Well, no. See, the problem with fluoride is that it reduces your IQ. Harvard just came out with a brand new study like a week ago. Now, I read a similar study 20 years ago when I was a freshman at Bastyr in Seattle. One of the side effects of fluoride is it reduces your IQ, and they've dialed that in. They've known this for 30 years. It reduces your IQ. So the only way you can get around that is to not have fluoride. So you got to get a filter that extracts fluoride from your water. Now, there's a laboratory in Illinois. It's called Doctors Data. Look them up online, Doctors Data in Illinois, DOCTOR''S Data. They have a home water testing kit that's the best test I've ever seen. And you send them, I think it's $99. They send you a testing kit, you put your water in it, send it back to the lab in a prepaid mailer, and they tell you everything that's in there, man, including fluoride. So I would get a good water filter system for your house and have the filtered water tested at this lab to see if there's any fluoride in it, because the only way that you can get around that is to just eliminate the fluoride from the water, right?
So you use one as well?
Oh yeah, I use I have a well. I live in the woods. We're on a well and septic, and I've got this exhaustively huge filtering system for my house. I mean, it's like high-tech stuff, man. There's no fluoride in my water. There's nothing but good stuff in my water. It's pretty important to be drinking purified water, right?
Right.
All right, Sam, I got a full board here. I got to skip, man. Thanks a lot. Go get 'em, Sam. I want you to be the healthiest man in Seattle, and I know you can do it. Thanks so much for the call. Karen from Minneapolis is up next. Karen, thanks for holding on.
Thank you, Dr. Glidden, and thank you for the show and the education every day. I mean, it's invaluable, and it's helped a lot of people. I'm calling about elevated ferritin levels. 0 to 300 was normal, and my husband was 444. They suggested he donate blood.
I know. That's the old bloodletting is back. It's back, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So ferritin, of course, is it's fancy schmancy doctor talk for iron. And there's 2 ways to measure iron in the body. One is just iron, and the other is ferritin. And ferritin levels reflect the amount of iron stores that are in your body. So a heightened ferritin count really isn't that problematic. The first thing that you want, is he symptomatic at all in any way? Is he having trouble?
He has high blood pressure also.
But that's the only thing. He doesn't have like eczema or,
No.
nothing. All he has is high blood pressure, and that's it?
Yes.
All right. So, it's a non-starter. Ferritin at that level, I'm not even going to worry about. But the first thing that I would do is I would look to see how much iron is in the water that you drink. Because, that's the first thing to look at, is the most common source of high iron in the body, and ferritin is your iron stores. So if you're ingesting stuff that has a lot of iron in it, well, your body's going to stick it away. After it gets what it needs to make itself healthy, you need iron to be healthy. But when it gets too much, it sticks it away in your stores. So the first thing to consider is, there's a source of iron that's in the diet that's unrecognized. And the first place to look is your water. And that lab in Illinois, Doctors Data, it's the best lab that I'm aware of anywhere in the world to do this type of testing. Just check it out online. You can order the test kit yourself. I don't even think you have to go through a doctor's office for it. So get your water tested for iron, number 1. Number 2, look to see when you cook at home. If you're eating at home, if that's where he eats most of his food at home, how many times you're using an iron skillet. There's a lot of people, you use an iron skillet for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and, that would be the next thing to go, right?
Right.
And the third thing is there's a very interesting symbiosis that happens in the body. The most common example of this is the relationship between calcium and magnesium, right? If you have too much calcium, if you don't have enough magnesium, that can affect your calcium levels and vice versa. If there's not enough magnesium in your blood, it can cause calcium to be deposited in your arteries. And so there's this interplay between minerals specifically. And what we have recognized is that when people are nutrified with 100% of their body's mineral needs, your body needs 60 minerals to be healthy, that your ferritin levels will sort themselves out. So if the ferritin's too high and you take the 90 essential nutrients appropriate for body weight with some extra minerals, I would give 1 extra bottle of plant minerals a month. The ferritin levels will probably normalize, and it's probably that simple.
Okay.
But, you also don't want to overlook the obvious. So have your water tested. It's a good idea to have your water tested anyway. It's $100, big deal. Get your water tested, right? And because, that would just be tragic to overlook that, holy smokes, there's way too much iron in the water that you're drinking, right? Now, are you on well water or is it city water?
Actually, we have a Berkey filter.
Well, is it well water, though, or is it city water?
Tap water, city water.
City water coming into the house? All right. So it's probably not, if you're using the Berkey filter, then it's probably not, but for goodness sake, better safe than sorry, and an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, and I would just get the water tested because you don't know.
Okay, exactly, and thank you for that. The high blood pressure.
That's 99 times out of 100, that's a calcium deficiency.
Right, exactly, that's what I've learned from you.
So what we do in that regard is give him 1 healthy start pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month, and 1 extra bottle of Cal Toddy.
Right.
So we want to give extra calcium for a couple of months until the blood pressure normalizes, and then you can withdraw to the maintenance dose. And 9 times out of 10, that's all that it takes to normalize blood pressure.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much.
All right. One last thing.
ahead.
I just want to tell you. The thing that everybody overlooks here, well, not everybody, but the thing that's easy to overlook is everybody gets excited and crazy for the supplements, but they continue to eat all the bad foods. So in order to optimize the effectiveness of the nutritional supplements, he has to stop eating the 10 bad foods.
Exactly.
If he continues to eat the 10 bad foods, I can't guarantee that this program is going to work, but if he does both, I can guarantee it'll work.
Okay, and I'll share real quick with you, Dr. Glidden. We ordered the Cal Toddy and the minerals and got on those, and then I think 6 bottles each anyway. That's all we took. And then we went off the 10 bad foods, and we were very strict about it, and the blood pressure went from 190 to 130. We're going to get on the Healthy Start Pack and do all that. We just didn't have a chance, and anyway, but that's the next thing. We're going to add to it, but the diet and the minerals and calcium have worked wonders.
Well, I tell you what, thank you so much for the kind words and the testimonial, Karen. This is what we do, right? Because the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And this is what drives
exactly.
us.
And even if everybody can't do anything, just quit eating the 10 bad foods. And when you think about that sandwich or whatever, or the pizza, how it's going to suck the vitamins and minerals out of you, you don't even want it anymore. As much as you loved it before, it's like you don't even want it.
Ladies and gentlemen, she's my new cheerleader. I'm telling you what, Dr. Glidden is not, pitching smoke here. This is real results with real people. And we're back in the last segment of today's show. How time flies when you're having fun. Albert from Wyoming is next. Albert, thanks for the call. Thanks for waiting. You are live.
Dr. Glidden, I'm calling about a young lady. She's 74 years of age. She's 5'2". She weighs 78 pounds. Her problems are, and I'm just starting to compile a list of all of her ailments and her allergies and all.
Yeah.
From what I know right now, she has what they diagnosed as a short bowel syndrome.
Oh, God.
She's going and losing all of her energy from all of this. Also, she's got a what they classify as chronic heart failure with short breath.
Yeah.
She's having a hard time swallowing.
Yeah.
And she's receiving blood transfusions around every 6 weeks or so.
Okay. All right. So we have to intervene here, all right? Because even though she's 74 years old, she's got at least 30 more years in her body at least, okay?
Right.
So, but we gotta march in here aggressively like the cavalry coming over the hill. There's no mamby-pambying around this one, all right? So the recommendation per month is one healthy start pack per month, one bottle of plant-derived minerals per month, 2 bottles of selenium per month, and 1 bottle of de-stress a month. And I would also give her, just to round it out, 2 Z radicals a month, 2 Z radicals. Okay.
Okay. Now, what if she has a hard time with the Beyond Tangy Tangerine and the OsteoFX?
Well, all right. All right. That's a good question, right? So the first thing you want to ask her is whether she's allergic to shellfish.
Okay.
And if she has a problem with shrimp or with lobster, then she's going to have a problem with the Beyond Tangy Tangerine and the OsteoFX. So if the answer is yes to the allergy, then you switch from the OsteoFX to the Cal Toddy, because the Cal Toddy doesn't have any shellfish in it. And, if she has multiple food allergies, man, that's a problem, right? She's probably going to have a reaction to the BTT. So the workaround for that would either be the Rebound FX, interestingly enough, or the Tropical Plus. The Tropical Plus would probably be a better way to go. Although the Rebound FX, I think, tastes better.
One question. I found that with the people that I've introduced the Beyond Tangy Tangerine to, if they come back and indicate that they're having, looser stools and a problem digesting it, with her being at less than 80 pounds, would it be okay to give her, instead of a full dose, say break it up in 4 doses through the day?
Well, yeah, that's what, man. That's what you do with everybody. I don't care if they're 20 years old and they have a reaction to the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. So you calculate the daily dose, right? And in her case, it would be 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangy a day, and break it up. So instead of giving her 1 scoop twice a day, give her half a scoop 4 times a day, or a quarter of a scoop 8 times a day. And that's how you do it. You have to dial in a dilution that's going to work for her. And the one of the secrets is taking at least 30 minutes to drink each dose down.
Okay, and also I've found that the ones that we're having problems with, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, if I got them mixing it instead of in cold water, I get them to make it like a cup of tea.
Oh yeah, even better. Well, there you go. I didn't even think about that. That makes you the smartest man in class. That's an excellent idea. And I didn't know why I didn't think about that. That's an excellent idea.
It does absorb a lot easier, and it doesn't cause the irritation with the mouth.
Well, you got to love it. The other workaround that I've seen for that is to put the dose in yogurt. Just put the crystals of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine right on top of yogurt and mix it in. I mean, it looks like, Pepto-Bismol. It turns pink, but it tends to go in pretty easy and doesn't upset the apple cart like the liquid dose will. But the secret sauce here, man, is giving a dilution, more and more dilute, but you want to hit the target dose every day. And also remember, you and me and everybody under the sun has to stop eating the 10 bad foods. And she doesn't get a pass on that because she's 78. She has to stop eating the 10 bad foods, all right?
Okay, and as I get more information together, I will be back in touch with you.
I'll look forward to it, Albert from Wyoming. You keep up the good work, because you are the last best hope the people of Wyoming have to live healthy and wealthy lives. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry we're all out of time. I'll see you next time.